Alright, sounds like we are live. Let's do this. Alright, hello everybody, welcome. I am starting my FGO playthrough. Oh man, this has been a long time since I've been waiting to do this. Today we are aiming to do the Indian Lostbelt. It's going to be interesting. And I'm going to make it a personal goal for me for this particular Lostbelt to use only Indian servants when possible. Let's see what happens. On December 31st, 2019, the entirety of human history was erased in a single stroke. Every trace of civilization was... Is this the same as what he said during the previous Lostbelt? I'm not sure. Every trace of civilization was wiped out, and in its place, the Earth was left a bleached wasteland. No one knew why or how it was done. All that was clear is that humanity had been utterly defeated. Yeah, this is the same as before, so... I'm gonna skip past this. Anity, we have a message for all of humanity. This planet will soon be reborn as an old, brand new world. Human civilization was a mistake. The path of our growth was incorrect. And so I have made my decision. I will revolt against all of human history. Proper human history. I think I've read this before. We will restore the age of gods. To that end, the gods have descended from a far-off galaxy, and in their wisdom, they have used 7 seas to select new leaders. Okay. Yeah. Will not be permitted or even viewed from the sidelines. Trees of creation have sprung up all across the land. Now all of humanity's endeavors will be set aside, frozen. Yeah, I think I've read this before. On behalf of the 7 cryptors, I have a message for those of you who have escaped from Chaldea. No, rather, I have a message for the scant few remnants of the human race. We will be the inheritors of this planet's history. Okay. The 7 masters of the old Chaldea who were supposed to save the world. David Semvoid, Ophelia, I cannot pronounce her surname. I will not try to attempt to butcher it. Beryl Gut, Kadok, I can't pronounce these guys' last names. Forget it. Kudahinako, Scandinavia, Pepper Oncino. I can't pronounce his name either. Great. And their supposed leader, the foremost disciple of Chaldea's first director, Kurstaria Wodin. No one had been certain they were still alive, but no sooner had they been awoken than they turned on the world they had been meant to protect. This is a recap? Some of this sounds really familiar. A Tree of Emptiness was followed by a Lostbelt, a hypothetical history that had been pruned from the chronicle of humanity. There was a Russian Lostbelt where humans had fused with beasts in order to survive in an ultra-cold climate. There was the Scandinavian Lostbelt where a Ragnarok gone awry had robbed the world of any possible future. And there was the Chinese Lostbelt where a single ruler who achieved immortality carried the rest of mankind on their shoulders. These and other Lostbelts were to grow their territory, with the one emerging triumphant, becoming Earth's official history. As far as the cryptors were concerned, their only enemy, or rather competition, was the other cryptors competing to establish their Lostbelt's dominance. The few remnants of the old humanity, Chaldea, were no more than a tiny bump in their road. Before the world was wiped clean, the cryptors had mounted an attack on the Chaldea Security Organization's headquarters and destroyed them. Yes, we do know that. Chaldeus was frozen solid, and ray-shifting, the only possible means by which humanity could have prevented the Great Reset, was lost. Rejoice. But, though many lives were lost, and the survivors were forced to make a desperate retreat, the last master of Chaldea still lived. Hey Zuko! Welcome back. This time I'm actually doing a Lostbelt stream for once. Glad you're here. Thanks to the Shadow Border, the all-terrain void transporter that had been developed in secret, and its cross-dimensional zero-sail traversal method, the survivors successfully escaped into void space. Having evaded the Great Reset, they emerged into the Russian Lostbelt a few months later. Why did they do a recap like this? They went on to defeat Zadok Zemlupus. I'm going to pronounce his name Zemlupus because I don't know how to pronounce it. Crypto assigned to the Russian Lostbelt. Overthrow the Lostbelt's king, Ivan the Terrible, and cut down a Tree of Emptiness. Then, after another battle in the Scandinavian Lostbelt, they arrived at the Wandering Sea, a workshop that was home to the only other survivors of humanity. Now they have gained a new ally in Sion Eltnum, the alchemist from the Atlas Institute left in charge of the Wandering Sea. Very long journey. Well, we'll see about that. And are setting out on the next step of their quest to defeat the Cryptors and the foreign god. So, how was that recap? Did I get a yeah, you did a great job. Yeah. Like it was yesterday. Oh, you did not need me to tell you about those. They just happened recently, after all. Except, I'm pretty sure the China Lostbelt, like, I swear that was, like, sometime in 2020? It feels like it was a long time ago. I'll save the recap on Gordolf's grand adventure for another time. Anyway, it's now been a few months since you returned to the Chinese Lostbelt. Yes, it has been. I'm going to have you head out to your next order. Lostbelt number 4. Well, you will investigate a strange Lostbelt that has been repeatedly expanding and contracting. Moreover, the captain will be joining your adventure into a dazzling realm of Indian mythology. Of course, if I had known then it would take this long to get ready, I would not have hyped it up quite so much. My original calculation has been modifying, convincing Captain a bit sooner than this. Hey, it wasn't your fault we all got caught up in that ordeal. Honestly, I'm just glad we were able to verify we can actually race shift again. You already have all this. Wait, are you talking about every single, like, new servant? Because, oh man. Indeed, we now know for certain that we are able to race shift from the Wandering Sea as well from Chaldea. While the ability to observe time and space and outside the Lostbelt may not help in our efforts to remove them, having more options available can only be a good thing. Except the Archer, so that means you got God Arjuna as well then. Dang, everyone and their rich wallets that I do not have. Director Gordolf, has your weight returned to normal yet? Okay, so this is basically right after Oku happened then. It has, not that I had any say in the matter. I still don't think it's right that I was the only one who didn't get to go on break. Nor do I see why we'd need an obsolete relic like race shifting when we have the Zero Sail. Go on, Mooney, you know I'm right. Tell them how you and the whole staff are just as sick and tired of race shifting as I am. What are you talking about? They're both mind-blowing technological achievements. You just gotta use them right. Also, I was on the staff at the original Chaldea too, so if anything, I'm way more used to race shifting. It's got a point. Race shifting is way more fun than real zero sailing, isn't it? Neither one is good. Why did I have to be born so race shift compatible? Oh, never mind all that. Sion, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. We now know that the Cryptor's accursed leader, Kristario Wodim, is in the Atlantic Lostbelt. I'm also told that it's the largest Lostbelt in the world by far, and that the branches of its Tree of Emptiness cover the Earth's entire stratosphere. So what possible point could there be in making a pit stop at this Lostbelt in India? It's not a pit stop. We need to go there to ensure our chances of victory are as high as possible. According to I can't pronounce this word, Trismegitis, the ocean occupies most of the Atlantic Lostbelt's territory. And we are not talking a modern-day ocean here. We are talking about one from the Age of Gods, filled to the brim with ether and demonic beasts. As things stand right now, we have no way of crossing an ocean like that safely. If you were to enter the Atlantic Lostbelt now, you would just end up as so much seaweed, becoming Shinji in the process. Does that mean we can't get there in the border? I'm afraid not. Sion and I have been talking about it, and we both came to the conclusion that it's just not possible to make the border seaworthy while preserving its existing functionality. Just because it can sail in void space doesn't mean it can do the same in reality space. Each ocean requires a completely different means of traversal. And since the border is an all-terrain void transporter, we can't allocate that many resources only to make it capable of sailing on real water. I guess we could technically do it if we made the hull bigger, but if we did that, we wouldn't have nearly enough staff to run it. A vehicle of that size would need at least 60 professionals to be operated. Can you guess what resource we are lowest on just now? Am I going to throw? What do you mean, am I going to throw? Explain. I guess that would be human resources. Munier and the rest of the border staff are doing their best, but... Right. So you're going to acquire what we need in the Indian Lostbelt. So you wanted to recruit more people there? No, nothing like that. We already know that you cannot bring anything native to a Lostbelt outside it, right? No, this is a much simpler matter of earthbound coordinates. India has everything we currently lack, so you're going to go there to get it all in one fell swoop. Is that not right, Captain? Are we done making adjustments and attachments over here? All you have to do now is personally activate the Arronax Phantasm in India and attach it. Yes, I'll go with them. It's been several months since I started helping out with the border's maintenance. It might be as slow as a sea turtle, but I can't help but have some affection for it after all this time. I don't know that the Phantasm needs to be activated very carefully, with a precise ritual, and only at particular coordinates. I don't know if we can even use it in a Lostbelt or not, but we'll never know unless we try. That said, I'm the one who's going to decide what it becomes. That part is non-negotiable. And if I decide it's not going to work, I'm going to come back on my own. Got that, Sion? Sure, as your master, I'm okay with that, though I seriously doubt you're capable of being so heartless. Ah, so you want... Okay, am I going to summon? Yeah. No, because I can't really afford it. If I get some spare Saint Quartz from completing the story mode, I will use those in the gacha right away, but for anything that requires payment, I'm not going to do that. What are you talking about? We're talking about my coming along with you to India. I thought you'd already been told about that. Da Vinci, do you remember seeing a steel pyramid-shaped object somewhere on the dock? Well, it's mine. I'd like you to store it in the border for me. In the worst case, we can use it as a shield. Oh, you mean that weird-looking thing that almost seems like a part from a car body kit? Aha! Is that the Arronax Phantasm thing you were just talking about? Yeah. It's not much use for a mermaid that can swim around the ocean freely, though. I can't say I know it is what you're talking about. The more servants around who can keep me safe, the better. Thanks. Anyway, glad to be here, everybody. Oh, and don't worry about my seat. I already installed one for me, and it only takes up half of Munir's space. Whoa, really? That means Captain's gonna be sitting next to me. This is my big chance to show him what I'm made of. I can't wait to get started. Alright, but that is our only objective in India? Does this mean we'll have to cut down its tree of emptiness? No, you will definitely be needing to eliminate the Indian Lostbelt while you are there, given that it seems to be indirectly responsible for the recent race shift incident. True. The Indian Lostbelt. There's a very good chance that these histories that were pruned away after they were deemed unnecessary contain significant and unprecedented threats. I've determined that we cannot leave this Lostbelt be just because it is low on our list of priorities. Besides, there is still so much we do not know, and not just about the trees of emptiness. What is going on with the Cryptors? Who are the alter egos claiming to be disciples of the foreign god? Every Lostbelt we investigate provides us with more data. Lucia, Mesh, Da Vinci, Gordolf, Munier. I can't pronounce his name either, it's French. As the one supervising the command room, and as someone personally wishing for your success, there's something I wish to say. You need to eliminate every Lostbelt. We have no choice but to fight, regardless of how painful that choice is. You need to eliminate them both to improve our chances of victory during the inevitable climactic confrontation, and to return human history to its proper place. Sion. Whoops, scratch that. I should know better than to get overly serious before you've even headed out on a mission. I'm sure we will run into more than enough trouble in Lostbelt, so we should try to at least enjoy ourselves while we are in the base. Alright, that is all for now. Make sure to review the particulars of this mission on your mobile devices. This order will commence at dawn. Be sure to get plenty of sleep and come to the dock by the time we agreed on. Yokai shimashita. The other time you had problem with seeing the live. Indeed, something is going strange here with my stream. What is happening here? What is happening here? That's strange, then. Okay, well, on the assumption that the stream's working as intended, then I'm gonna keep going. Hello, she sleeps standing. Oh, Lucia, what's up? We have less than 6 hours until the mission starts. You should head back to your room and get some rest. I doubt we'll have many chances to get a full night's sleep once we're in the Lostbelt. Who knows when you'll get another chance to stay in a bed that doesn't rock. You might want to check your watch. Huh? It's already time. Haven't been sleeping standing up this whole time. Hehe, oopsies. I didn't really want to go back to my workshop, so I guess I ended up resting my eyes first a bit longer than I meant to. Okay, if I'm gonna keep going on. Well, I feel silly. Anyway, go on and head down to the dock. I'll catch up with you guys soon. Where did she get those roller skates? That's a good question. As I had thought, Da Vinci is having some operational difficulties. That's a good question. Where the hell did she get here? I have been behind you for some time. You must have been so focused on Da Vinci that you didn't notice. In any case, this is a good chance to tell you this. You can't let Da Vinci push herself too much. She is doing everything Leonardo da Vinci would be doing, but while in a much smaller body. That obviously puts tremendous strain on her now. You must be aware of that. She may have inherited Leonardo da Vinci's duties, but she is a pseudo-servant, just like Mash is. We may differ in format, but she and I are very similar. I understand how she is feeling. No, scratch that. I do not know how she is feeling. Da Vinci is so strong. I said too much. My apologies. So please, keep this between us. Promise? I am coming along to the Indian Lostbelt. I hope we can continue to get along. Understood. I promise I will not let you down. That said, the jewel in my chest is acting up a bit. I don't think this has ever happened to me before. The Indian Lostbelt is a very bad place. Every part of my spirit origin is warning me not to go. Even so, every Lostbelt is dangerous. I am the Crown Prince Nirza. I must not back down from a challenge. If things go bad, you know I will help. I know you will help me. I'm sure I have nothing to worry about. The way her sentences are structured makes it really hard for me to read sometimes. Let's go. The others are waiting. Did I see the Camelot movie? No, you haven't asked, and I've only seen the first one, not the second one. Oh man, sorry I'm late. I can't believe I took so long to get ready. Camelot movie was pretty good, but I felt like they cut out a lot of the parts that I liked. Like, Arash Airlines is not a thing, which makes me upset. It looks like you're all here. Then let us begin the final rundown. Your destination is the Indian Lostbelt. Your objective is to help Captain gain power up the Shadow Border, explore the Indian Lostbelt, and ultimately eliminate it. Captain and I will handle the Shadow Border side of things, so please do not concern yourselves with that. What I would like you to focus on, Master Lucia, is cutting down the Indian Tree of Emptiness. Is there already a second part? I think there is, because I've seen clips of it floating on YouTube, so I assume there must be. I estimate you should have room in the border to fit about 20 days worth of supplies. While the Armnax Phantasm will be loaded into the hangar as supplemental equipment, you will not need to account for it in battle, as it is not meant for offensive purposes. I take it we'll be summoning reinforcement service within the Lostbelt again, as we have done thus far? Correct. From here you will need to travel across void space to get close to the Indian Lostbelt, and from there you will need to immediately undergo another Zero Sail in order to make your way inside. Consecutive Zero Sails are draining, even for servants, and Da Vinci's protection safeguards can only do so much. So I think it is best if we keep no more than 3 servants on standby in the border. Then, no matter how many servants we win over to our side in the future, we'll only be able to take 3 of them into a Lostbelt with us. That is how it works out, yes. I'm not saying we can never send more than 3 if we really have to, but the servants summoned inside the Lostbelt are more powerful anyway. So when you get there, I would like you to secure a ley line and use Mash's Holy Relic to form contracts of new heroic spirits, just as you have in the other Lostbelts. Alright then, as the Wandering Seas Command Room Supervisor, I have an order for those of you on the field team. As of this moment, Novum Caldia will be transitioning to its first battle position. Field team, go ahead and board the border, starting with Master Lucia. Once I have confirmed all of your vitals are green, you'll begin a Zero Sail, and officially commence Order Lostbelt number 4 along with its sub-order, Horned Monster. Make sure you all give it everything you have, and I look forward to seeing your safe return. Very reassuring. Advantages if you guys have already finished the Lostbelt and I haven't. Ugh. Okay, looks like we're heading in. Good, we made it back to reality space. Fofo. That violent shaking never gets any easier. Are you okay, Master? You don't say. You've got good instincts, Lucio. Just take a look at how adeptly I'm carrying myself. Why, I'm the very picture of dignity. A Zero Sail is no worse than a drive in the rain for me. Surely all that rattling must have been a dreadful sight, more difficult for a freshly summoned servant who's never left that lukewarm base of yours, no. I feel quite powerless as a krill, one already in a whale's stomach at that. But never mind, so long as I am at sea, even the most violent upheavals is as gentle a breeze to me. If anyone should be worried about getting seasick, it's you guys. The ship could and should be much more comfortable. You had no choice but, yeah, speedrun is the right term, yeah. In particular, I'd like to add a bit more in the way of padding to my cushions. A good captain must always take care of his crew, after all. Had I known how uncomfortable these chairs were, I would have prioritized making improvements. Hey, I'm glad to work together to keep the border systems in a good shape. But I'm not about to let you go tinkering with tiny things like that on your own anytime soon. Even something as small as changing the air freshener we use in the bathroom could lead to fighting among the staff. I'm actually being a lot more considerate of everyone on board than you might think, you know? That is good to hear, but this is the sort of problem that should have been addressed in the planning stages of creating this vessel. You might have the most advanced vessel in the world, but it will do you little good if your crew is in too low spirits to make proper use of it. I'd guess the previous Da Vinci had no idea how difficult a voyage at sea could be. I mean, in fairness, Da Vinci's a scientist and artist, not a captain. Ouch. Well, you've got me there. Last version of me was a genius, but she was definitely kind of insensitive about things like that. Still, she did make this amazingly capable armored vehicle back when nobody had any idea what was going to happen. I'd say that that's more than gets me off the hook for overlooking little things like cushions. Quite so. The next time we build a vehicle, we'll be sure to pay more attention to creature comforts. Yeah, I try my best not to skip story, because I do like enjoying the Lostbelt story. In the meantime, we have made our way through the storm wall, and we are now inside the Indian Lostbelt. We should begin by assessing our surroundings. First things first, Mr. I really still can't pronounce his name. Mr. Munier, can you see this Lostbelt's tree of emptiness? Yeah, I think that's it over there. I can see something far off to the southeast. So, it has already taken root, as I suspected. Furthermore, it appears to have already grown considerably. But unlike in China and Scandinavia, at least we know where to find it. That should save us a good deal of time. Then let's go. Cut it down, right now. Just like that? Are all Chinese robots so bold? No, that would be too dangerous. The tree is far away, and I doubt the enemy has simply left it undefended. Oh yes, that reminds me. I'm aware we have yet to define this term for our current circumstances, but there is almost certainly another enemy we will need to face here. Given what we have seen thus far, there is an excellent chance that there is a cryptor assigned to this Lostbelt, and a king who has been ruling it since prior to the cryptor's arrival. It is therefore in our best interest to gain as much information as we can before we prepare to face them. While this particular tree of emptiness does seem to have grown considerably, it also appears to be in a fairly stable state. That is, if the community that speaks Spanish we talked about this Lostbelt, and some did not like it. I mean, I'm gonna make my judgment of that once I actually get to a better point in the story. I think the only story I have not liked, like, post-Solomon, I think, would be Women of Agartha. That was not exactly a strong storyline in my opinion. So we do not seem to be under any immediate pressure. Of course, if things should take a sudden turn for the worse, we will have no choice but to act. But for the time being, it should be safe to prioritize investigating this Lostbelt. I mean, you'll see my thoughts as I'm playing through this. It'll all be pretty transparent. You'll know exactly how I feel. Whatever steps we take next, we should begin by getting to the bottom of this case. That is, this unknown history. Yes, quite. Very well. We will start by gathering information. It's important to know exactly what sort of danger one is up against after all. I see. Understood for now. Alrighty, let's see if there's anything else of interest around here. What's that? It would seem there is something else visible to the naked eye here. Something a fair distance from the tree of emptiness in its own right. Fascinating. It's, very square. What the hell is that? Is it natural? Man-made? Hurry up and scan it, man! I'm working on it, Come on. It's no use. I can't get a read on it with anything. It's like it's deflecting any attempts to scan it. I thought it might be some sort of Magecraft-based structure, but if it doesn't show up on the magical energy scans, perhaps it isn't. It seems all we can do is barely make it out with our eyes. Which would mean that, empirically speaking, we can't even be sure it is truly there. I suppose one possible explanation is that we're all just seeing things. Yeah, I spent quite a bit of quartz on Sherlock as well, but it was worth it. He's done me a lot of favors in challenge quests. You mean a mass hallucination? As in, a vision from space? Warm hospitality? A frightening girl? Ugh, my head. Please calm down, Director. I'm sure that was just Holmes trying to make a joke. At any rate, the only thing we can say for sure, at this point, is that we have no idea as to what's going on. Though I do wonder if this may have anything to do with that mysterious girl we saw near Russia's Tree of Emptiness, in the sense that we could also see her despite being unable to observe her with any instrumentation. Then again, I suppose she did technically appear as a sort of blank spot on our sensors. Regardless, we still have far too little information to work with, so there's nothing to be gained from drawing conclusions now. I guess we might be able to get some readings if we got in close. I can't say I'm thrilled about the idea of getting near that thing, but if you want to head over there and try... Don't be daft! Why would we try to go inside that thing when we don't even know the first thing about it? Why, if something were to happen to the border, or me, mankind's last hopes would be dashed for good. No, our first order of business is to ensure that our surroundings are safe, and then to ensure I'm safe. Isn't that right, technical and administrative advisors? You're not wrong. Lostbelts do have their own populations, so we know there's got to be a town around here somewhere. I can't tell you if there's one near that giant cube or anything else nearby, but wherever we find one, we shouldn't get too close to it in the border. Remember what happened in China? So if we're prioritizing information and supplies, I think we should start by looking for a campsite. Luckily, the environment readings here are all stable, so we can assume we're safe enough to focus on keeping a low profile. I'd really rather not use the camo function if we can help it, since it's a major resource hog. Now, where's a good out-of-the-way place we could hide the border around here? Aha! That rocky mountain over there looks promising. So she says. Alright, we should probably just decide on our plan of attack here. Just to make sure, how's that device holding up? The Iron Axe Phantasm is as quiet as a piece of coral. It's not about to wake up anytime soon. I was afraid of this. Even if we get to the coordinates now, I won't be able to do the ritual to activate it as long as this Lostbelt is here. Have I thought about playing another gacha game? No. So I do stick with a particular rule for gacha games, and that is one at a time. So no more than one at a time. So we won't be able to use your fancy... What's this say? We won't be able to use your fancy new device or update the border until we get rid of this Lostbelt, huh? I thought that might be the case, but that doesn't make it any less sucky. What did you expect? One can hardly hope to win first prize without taking part in the race. We need to cut off this Lostbelt sooner or later, so if anything, this only helps simplify matters. Indeed. Now, as usual, my duty is to defend the border, seeing as its last bastion of hope for mankind and all. You see, Mesh, as long as you two are in our field team, you'll be working, well, in the field. Given that this will be the fourth Lostbelt you've investigated, you should be old hands at it by now. I'll do my best. I'll be sure to stay alert while we're in the field. Like I said before, the environment here is a lot more stable than it was in Russia or Scandinavia. It's similar to China's climate in a lot of ways, but in addition to the physical heat and humidity, there's also a high concentration of mana in the air. That means you won't be able to use the portable stealth devices I gave you in China, just so you're aware. Still, at least we know you won't need to use the Ultra boards or any other special transportation equipment here, so you won't have to worry about that. Yes, ma'am. Good, good. Just the sort of enthusiasm I like to see. However, one can't live on enthusiasm alone. Having just two of you in the field is a risk I would rather not take. So the servant who will accompany you on your investigation shall be... Sorry, I think that is a sensible decision, but I can't accompany them. I was not sent here as a combatant. Where I tried to fight alongside Lucia, I would just get in her way. My job is to make improvements on this vessel. I may not yet be able to do so, but there's still a lot of foundational work I can begin right now. The first thing I'm going to focus on is improving this bridge's shock absorption. As I said, these cushions leave a lot to be desired. Hey, I was planning to get to them when I had time, you know. Of course, I will accompany them. I have some connection to India as well. I'm sure I can be useful. Right, India has historically been close to China, where they call it Tianzhu. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Thank you, Neda. I'm very reassured knowing you'll be there to help us. What just happened? Wait, what? Nonetheless, Nilda alone simply won't be enough. Da Vinci needs to remain here on standby so that she can operate the border at a moment's notice if necessary, and Holmes needs to stay so that he can make full use of the border's instruments while he analyzes our findings. Suffice to say, Lucia, that you will need to bolster your fighting force if you are to carry out your investigation. To do so, you'll have to try summoning new servants in the field. It's a shame that the Atlas Institute servant wasn't more accommodating, but there's nothing we can do about that. I see Gordy's in a real good mood now that he has another servant staying behind who can keep him safe. I agree you'll need to start by summoning new servants, but as they say, every cloud has a silver lining, and this particular summoning has two of them. First off, electricity. Thanks to Sion, we have another disposable booster you can use, like you did in China. You said it's called a void cell. I gotta say, the Atlas Institute comes with some really interesting stuff sometimes. As a refresher, just hook it up to Master Shield and it'll provide all the resources you need for the summon. Unfortunately, thanks to all the time it took to make everything, it's only got enough juice for 2 servants. But hey, it's still way better than flying a kite in a storm, right? Second, I already found a perfect ley line for summoning, and it's well within walking distance. I concur. Once you have bolstered your forces there, you can begin investigating our surroundings in earnest. Understood. We'll make sure to do that. Well, no time like the present. Let's go. You sure you're okay with this, Gordy? But what do you mean? Oh, you know, I just figured you want to say, hold it, I'm the director, and I give the orders around here, or something like that. Oh. Well, I will admit, I did come up with a few authoritative directives ahead of time. But I ultimately decided they weren't necessary, given how this Lostbelt seems fairly peaceful. And if there's no point in saying them, well, why waste my breath? It's only good sense. Of course there's a point to them. They're very important. Go on, Gordy, hurry up and say something. Oh, well, if you insist, and if it's not too late. Ahem. Hold it, hold it! You're forgetting something pivotal. What's that? Your commander's orders, of course. We can't start an operation without them. Go on now, line up, back straight. Never mind the salute, just listen up. Lucia, as the captain of the Shadow Border, and as the director of Chaldea, here are your orders. You are to investigate this Lostbelt spreading across Indian land, and to find a means of felling that tree of emptiness as soon as possible. In addition to eliminating this Lostbelt and protecting Earth from this invasion, you are also to secure a path that will enable us to further modify and evolve the Shadow Border. Yes, sir. That's more like it. When a mission's especially difficult, that's when you need to send them off with high hopes. We're really coming into our own as a team. I think we'd even give the old Chaldea a run for its money. I mean, she says that, but I still miss Dr. Roman. What can you do? A final Dark God. Alright, that's first St. Quartz for tonight. Dr. Romani, I do miss you. Let's listen to this music a little bit. It's different. I do like how all the maps have their own unique music soundtrack. I only have one St. Quartz right now. That's a shame. In this quest, you will form your party before... Okay, I guess we'll have to do that. What do we get against? Against Berserkers, I think? Meeting Hope in a Lonely World. I have to ask, are you sure this will work? One more than you? I still don't have that much, though. Are you sure this will work? You had a fairly rough go of it in China, didn't you? Granted, I was so out of sorts early on there thanks to having to confront my mortality that I wasn't able to make the same sort of cool-headed decisions I usually do. I actually don't quite remember what happened very well. Still, I do recall hearing something about being able to summon servants there. You don't have to tell us, we're all fully aware. But I think we'll be okay. China was a unique situation. Even for our Lostbelts. Yeah, see, I actually don't unlock the music in-game, because that's a waste of materials. I'd rather save them for my servants, if I have to be honest. Still, for what it's worth, I don't think Lucia will have any trouble summoning capable servants here. Same. All you have to do is to give it a shot. Is everything ready, Mash? Yes, everything's in place for the summoning spell, and the connection to the Spear Origin briefcase is stable. Running final checks, done. Heroic Spirit Summoning System Fate. All systems green. Go ahead whenever you're ready, Master. My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call, and abide by this will and reason, then answer me. I hereby swear. I embody all that is good in the world. I shall defeat all that is evil in the world. Seventh heaven clad in 3 words of power. Come forth in the circle of binding, guardians of the scale. Oh, guardian of the scales. Yeah, it's okay, Zugo, if you can't hang around anymore and the internet's sort of going bad on you. It's cool. Thanks for coming to drop by and check out the stream. Have a good night, dude, and I'll see you next time. Oh, so we get Rama first. I am Rama, a saber, and the great king of Kosala. I am a lancer. My true name is Karna. It is good to be here. Oh, so you do get Karna as a servant. Okay. So you don't have to own him. It worked, Senpai. We couldn't have hoped for a better result. We even know them already. See? That's a good point. Whoa! Good. I knew I had it in me. Why, these servants I summoned are perfect for tackling India. With a lineup like this, I dare say we've already as good as won. Luvia? Whenever I hear that, I can only Luvia. What's that supposed to mean? Well, technically, it was Lucia that summoned them. Such good news, it almost makes me want to run around whooping for joy. I won't, of course. But at least Foe can hop around gleefully in my stead. Go ahead, Foe. That summoning ritual chant, that's the same one that they used in Fate Apocrypha. I remember that, there's a guy who looked like Gordolf in Apocrypha, and when he summoned Siegfried, he used that exact same chant. I see. Now I understand. So you're fighting for Chaldea on behalf of proper human history. Indeed, it sounds as though your path thus far has been quite arduous, Master Lucia. But now that you have summoned me, the King of Kosala, an avatar of Vishnu, your worries are over. No matter what manner of hardships may lie ahead, my sword, a bane to all evil, will rend any obstacles you encounter asunder. On the slight chance I am not by myself, you have even managed to summon Karna, the hero of benefaction. This goes far beyond just good luck. Just how many good deeds have you done to earn this kind of karma, Master? You give me far more credit than I deserve. Ah, Guardian of the Scales, alright. So, okay, so when you say Luvia, then you actually mean Astrea, right? Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. She's so recent that she didn't pop up in my memory for some reason. Still, I can promise you this, Master. Now that I have been summoned here, I will do everything in my power to see your will done. How would you say this in Japanese? I await your orders. Karna sounds a lot cooler in Japanese than he does in English when he's speaking. That said, as a Kristria, I could ask for no greater honor than to fight alongside the King of Kosala. Truthfully, even I cannot deny that I feel fortune smiling upon us. How very respectful of you, son of Surya, god of the sun. I feel most reassured knowing that you will have my back. You're really happy about this, huh, Mash? Who wouldn't be? I mean, you have 2 of the most powerful Indian gods. Namaste. Oh, yes. Although I'm also just relieved, since I already know very well just how heroic and dependable they are. I'm so grateful they were the ones who chose to answer your call. I'll say, even without the home advantage going for them. Speaking of which, what do you make of this Lostbelt so far? How is it different from what you're familiar with? Oh. Okay, I honestly don't know what's happening. Everything should be smooth. I don't know why this is happening. Oh well. How is it is different? How is it not different? I recognize nothing of this topography. No, it's more than that. I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but it feels like the air here is. Yes, it's very dry. It makes me feel lonely. Yes, that's it. It makes me feel lonely. I have no idea what that might mean, though. Lonely. Huh. Fool. And of course, I always make a point to try and sense my wife whenever I materialize. But it seems she is nowhere to be found here. One more reason I feel lonely, I think. Ah, my beloved Sita. When will I get to see you again? I don't sense anything familiar here either. Well, I suppose there is. Are you picking up something? No, it's nothing. For a moment, I felt a bit of the kind of tension I feel prior to battle. I was trying to figure out what that might be, but I couldn't come up with anything. I must have been imagining things, or perhaps my mind was playing some tricks on me. So I'm sorry I can't be clearer than that, Master. Very well then. What do you make of that mysterious cube off in the distance? To be honest, I have no idea. I've traveled to all manners of countries in my search for Sita, but I've never seen or heard anything like that. Nor have I. There's something about its shape that seems vaguely familiar. But I am sure that is not the kind of picture you're looking for. Not really, no. I could say it looks like a giant die or enormous 3D puzzle, but that wouldn't do us any good. We want to know what it's made of, not what it looks like. If you proper human history servants don't know, then it's obviously something unique to this Lostbelt. In which case, the only way we'll find our answers is by investigating it. You can start with our immediate surroundings, as I originally planned. Remember, the fate of the world hinges on us, so make sure you do your damn jobs. Gordy, always being so, I don't know, dependable? Is that the phrase I'm looking for? Dependable? Looks like I'm having some problems with my stream again. Hold on. Okay, well, on my end of things, it's telling me that there's some stream health issues, which is strange. Just trying to make sure that it's not affecting the gameplay. Alright, let's try with these settings. I don't know what's happening with this thing, but alright, let's keep going. Hey, Master, I know he's your superior, but does he have to be so condescending? Does he not know that I'm a king? He's a good guy at heart, I promise. Well, no matter. Given that I am a servant now, I can certainly overlook a transgression or two. He is definitely condescending, but also totally harmless. I recommend not dwelling on it. Fo-fo. Alright, why don't we get our investigation underway? We'll begin with the immediate vicinity, so just head in the direction we tell you and we should be all set. You might run into a wild animal or two along the way, but I'm sure you guys will be able to handle them just fine. Okay, so this is what they mean. I literally cannot change my servants. Okay. Okay. Well. Oh, okay. Well, I can put Mash on the team. And Mash can have the, I don't even know what's good in this situation for her. I guess I'll just give her, like, the one that gives a taunt and invincibility. Berserker. Yeah, you know what? I think I can just have most of the servers on the front line. This should be fine. We'll be fine, I guess. Wait, what? Decrease quick card effect. Decrease amount of HP recovered then. Okay, so basically everyone gets weaker then? I guess that's what it's saying. Alright, let's do Karno's attack. Oh, it's only one battle, right? So then I could hypothetically just... Like, it's strange, but yeah, I don't need to worry about that for now. So I'm guessing that's a debuff that happens to you every fight. Oh, okay, so that means if I had to guess, you can't do looping strategies then. Why did you get this in your recommended? I have absolutely no idea. But I mean, if you want to tune in for a bit, it's cool. If you don't, then have a good rest of your day. Oh, I can do my thing now. YouTube algorithms work in strange ways. I don't know why, but here we are, right? Messed up Karna screaming. That's all of them. Alright, so that's the first battle in India underway. Oh man, it's gonna be annoying to know that I won't have to deal with this debuff threat the entirety of the Lostbelt. Ugh. Meet hope in a lonely world this time. Yeah, so we're still restricted formation. We did end up running into some wild animals, but you handled them, no problem. That said, you all look pretty puzzled. Indeed, now that I've had a quick warm-up, I can say for sure that there is something strange about this land. You tried to hook my way through most of this, but getting it up. 98% MP bars. Yeah, I can see how that would be a problem if you're using any sort of MP looping servants, then you can't do things perfectly right. I guess this would mess up some of my strategies too, because anyone that relies on MP looping like Parvati or Lancelot wouldn't be able to get their full refund. Could be a problem. I agree completely, but I can't figure out what it might be. Yes, compared to the one we know from proper human history, was it? It feels as though there is something unusual covering the entire world. Is it like the loneliness you mentioned before? Maybe, maybe not. It's nothing I can really put my finger on, nor can I put it into words. All I know for sure is that whatever it is, it's prevent. Okay, this time it's 2 battles. Alright. Who do I hate more? I hate the Indian wolf more because they don't attack very much. Man, even with a critical strike, it still does too much, huh? Those Rama animation updates look nice though compared to his old ones. I don't use them enough to see it enough, but do a combo like this. Okay, I think we can just blast them. And we'll give him the overcharge, I guess. Does it have an MP charge though? Nope. Oh, she does. That's enough. And I'll just use all the null phantasms at once. Woo! I love how amazing that looks. Rama also got the 2x hit counts on the Blessing of Martial Arts. Oh, like when you say 2x hit count, do you mean like the same way that Musashi gets it? I mean, I guess that... Yeah, like, that would make it sort of cool. It's not like I don't think Musashi has to be like the only one who has that skill, so... So hey, what do you make of this area so far? We've been able to get a handle on it to some degree on our end, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it now you've experienced it for yourselves. Well, I can see a lot of placid bodies of water around here. They're all covered in lotus flowers, and it's very pretty. And there's also plenty of dry land, so we haven't had any problems walking. Oh, I can finally start using my own servants. Well, I mean, that being the case, I am just going to... I did say Indian servants only, so let's do my best to continue that trend. Let's just clear my party first. Support's always going to be on back row, so that's no surprise. In terms of Indian servants, who do we have? We have Arjuna. We have... I do have Rama, but he's not particularly leveled yet, so... Oop, wrong one. And then we have Parvati, of course. I think I'm going to toss in Kama as well once I'm... If I start to struggle, I'll toss in Kama, but for the time being, I think I can just use my bond farming servants. Sanzong. I mean, technically Sanzong is a Chinese servant, but related to India. Like, kinda, sorta, not really, I want to say. Alright, as for their craft essences, obviously, we give our fellows the best. We're gonna give them our, I don't know which, well, both my imaginary rounds are 13, and I have 2 kaleidoscopes. And so please, oh great God above, please guide us to the next Yuga. Oh, so now we're gonna have another person that we're supposed to get attached to, huh? What's all this commotion outside? I'm gonna go take a look. Where do you think you're going? It's okay, I already finished my prayers. Come on, Bihan. Oh, so that's the dog's name. Okay. Whoa. Once we confirmed the town was safe to approach, we decided to take a much closer look as there was only so much we could learn from a distance. That said, this isn't exactly what I was expecting. I have to agree, there are a number of broken buildings and the fountain is jutting out at an odd angle. It would be a beautiful town square if it was properly maintained, but as it is now, it feels kind of run down. What about townspeople? Are there any there? Yes, there are, though it feels like they're giving us a wide berth. I don't see any furry-eared beasts like we did in Russia, and it doesn't look like the ages are skewed, like in Scandinavia. We did call these scuffed. Okay, if it's scuffed, I'm gonna have to configure my settings again after this is done. I thought I configured them all last time, like that's why I did the whole Apex Legends stream in the first place, to make sure that my settings were right. That's a shame. At a glance, they look perfectly like ordinary orphanly people, but they do seem wary of us, but I don't sense any overt hostility. I imagine they would react similarly to any unfamiliar visitors. It would seem that they're sizing us up just as we are sizing them up. In that case, it's best if we don't give them unnecessary cause for suspicion. We'll refrain from calling you for the time being, so please use that time to focus on gathering as much information as you can. Understood. Alright, here goes. Girl looking at us very intently. She doesn't seem to be afraid of us either. I think I'll try talking to her. Hi there. Can we talk to you for a bit? Yikes, you surprised me. Hello. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, don't worry, I'm always spacing out, so I get surprised a lot. If you just want to talk, that's fine with me. Say, can I ask who you guys are? I've never seen anyone else dressed like you before. We're travelers. What's that thing? Be careful, that is not the only one. They're attacking everything in sight. Is that why the town is in such poor shape? Kali. That is the devil's name. That must be one unique to Indian mythology, rather than the one defined by the Holy Church. I don't know how you Westerners categorize them, but we have always called them devils. I do get the sense that these aren't the same devils we know, but whatever they are clearly bent on causing destruction. No king can sit idly by and watch such destruction. These creatures will make worthy foes for my indestructible blade. My body still feels odd, but the effects are negligible. We should have no serious issues. Agreed. I'm not about to let that stop me from helping. Give us your orders, Master. We'll handle these things. Alright, so I guess we're fighting these new enemy types. Right. My Ordinax is holding steady at better than expected readings. I'm good to go too. Armored Shoulder, moving out. Oh boy, I can't wait to see what these guys are like. Oh, they seem pretty weak actually. Let's have Karna blast them away. With Indians screaming. Although I sort of cut out his scream by doing that. Oops. Yeah, that got them all. The most powerful Indian 5-star duo. There's nothing that can stop them. Well, that was conveniently fast. Oh, and we got a new material now. The Arrowhead of Malice. Oh boy. I guess I'm fortunate to not have rolled many of the new servants yet, because I definitely don't have materials to level them up. Bichu. Now we are fighting against Lancers and Berserkers. Ugh. Which means that I can't use Arjuna effectively. Oh well. That means he can Noble Phantasm first. There are more than I expected. This could be troublesome. Please, dear God, save me. He is dead. It's my fault. I was one step too late. These people have no weapons with which to defend themselves. If their homes are destroyed, there is nothing they can do to avoid being eaten. This is horrific. I've been focusing on the collie going after the more fragile houses, but there seems to be no end to them. It's becoming a problem. I could wipe them all out with my Noble Phantasm, but that would also end up destroying the very homes and people we are trying to protect. Yeah, just imagine if he lets loose... What was that Noble Phantasm? Brahmastra Kundala right in this village. Just bam. Definitely not an option. Agreed. This is truly a race against time. Every second counts when eliminating these monsters. Good grief. When I decided to stay out of sight so as not to interfere with your information gathering, I would never expected you would end up suddenly fighting such an intense battle. It would seem I'll need to run all the instruments at full power so as to not miss any data. So much for my break. Hold it. There's something else headed your way. Many somethings, I should say, and all distinctly different from the creatures you are currently fighting. Uh-oh. Wait, what? Like will-o-wisps? What are these white beasts? Are they hostile too? No, look, they're attacking the Kali. So, they're on our side? Not necessarily. I'm not sure if they eat people, or if they hunt Kali and simply mistook us for them. But they're coming after us too. And I guess there's no point in wondering how these new creatures might affect the situation. We'll just have to follow Karna's lead and put everything we have back into fighting. We can't let harm come to anyone else. Please give us your order, Master. So I guess we keep fighting, except against these new monsters. Alright, since Arjuna is gonna be at a disadvantage, we'll use his Noble Phantasm first this time. Alright, that wiped them all out. Now as for this new enemy, who I assume are going to be Lancers, based on everything I see. Oh my god, they're unicorns! Okay, I'm definitely not killing these in one hit. I failed to charm one of them. Did I forget that? No, okay, I didn't. Sweet. Oh. That is the end of them. All nearby hostiles have been eliminated. We did it. We finally managed to get rid of all those demonic-looking Kali monsters and the white beasts that showed up later. As I suspected, it would seem those white beasts and the Kali are mortal enemies, given how viciously they attacked one another. Indeed, nor did the white beasts attempt to destroy any part of the town. It was thanks to them that we were able to fend off the Kali. Though we did have to eliminate them as well, given that they also tried to attack us. You lot did this, huh? Now you've done it. I'm glad to see you're okay too. Can you tell us what these things are? At first I figured these guys were from the other side of the mountain since they don't pray. But I guess they really are just a bunch of Ulu who don't know anything about the Kali. Either way, I don't want any part of this trouble. What's there to tell? If you lot know what's good for you, you'll get out of here as soon as... Miss, are you guys okay? You are? That's astonishing. I'm so glad you're alright. I'm glad you're alright too, Asha. What a relief to see you're not hurt. Yeah, I'm okay, but Vihan's, well... Oh, his leg got hurt. I see, he's dragging his leg. Poor thing. Yeah, he got it caught under a cabinet that fell down when our houses started shaking. I'm sorry, Vihan. God, is there any value in a dog that can't run? What happened? The Kali are dead, and the sacred beasts? Hello, who are you? I'm Prakash, the town mayor. Are you travelers? Do you know anything about this disaster? We do. These beasts attack us, so we killed them. ... You what? If you would like a full account, then call for your finest scribe. It would be such a waste for me to recount my exploits without someone present to record them. What have you done? How could you have killed the very agents of our god that keep us safe? We didn't have a choice. It was self-defense. Agreed. There was no other way. What's more, they were not the only ones we killed. That's right. We also fought the creatures you called Kali. Please understand, we were only trying to protect your town. Ha! Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing to understand. What you have done is unforgivable. It goes against against every law of this world. Besides, the god's secret beasts would never attack people without good reason. This is terrible. If we incur the god's wrath, if he thinks our town is allowed, or worse, encourage your foul deeds, we'll all be done for. Go away. Leave our town at once. You are no longer welcome in Bichu. Get out of here. You damn heretics will get us all killed. Could they be those people I've been hearing rumors about lately? Does that mean we're going to suffer divine punishment? Well, this is unexpected. They look like they might start throwing stones at us at any moment. What would you have us do, Master? Retreat! I agree. It would be difficult to gain any more information under these circumstances. Besides, I think we should try to avoid trouble with the locals as much as we possibly can. Let's go look for somewhere outside of town to set up camp. Poor travelers. Now I'm actually sort of curious as to what the relationship between those creatures are. Well, this is a fine how do you do. No sooner do you find a town than you get kicked out for fighting. You barely even have any intel to show for it. All you did was waste our precious time. First Russia, then Scandinavia, then China, and now India. Why can't we ever catch a damn break? Good grief, when you're examining a crime scene with a magnifying glass, Gordolf, do you focus on the stain on your pants before even considering the evidence? Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Are you saying that I have a stain on my finely ironed slacks? Oh no, I beg your pardon. Your uniform is quite spotless. Of course it is. Any sailor worth their salt should keep their uniform as white as snow. I had mine cleaned by the laundry type before we left. Laundry type? I do recall seeing a weird-looking captain running around base before. Holmes? Do you mean that if we hope to find anything that might lead us to what we are seeking, we should be prepared to suffer a few setbacks first? Excuse me. Precisely! If you're too focused on your expense ledger, you'll miss the evidence that's right in front of you, my dear Watson. Understood. I'll make sure to keep that in mind. Damn it, that was my chance to be Watson? Curse my gentlemanly propensity to be so acutely aware of my appearance. I knew that, of course. I was just playing devil's advocate. A nervous, high-strung devil's advocate. It was just a cunning ploy to elicit a reaction from Holmes. Yes, that's it. Anyway, we need to find a good place nearby when we can pitch camp, right? In that case, why don't you try asking the little bunny hiding in the tall grass behind you for a recommendation? Good idea. In that case, please don't hide in there, Asha. Can you come out to where we can see you? Yikes, you surprised me. Since we're already surprising her, I might as well introduce myself. I'm sure she can handle it. Hi there, Asha. My name's Da Vinci. I'm a friend of Lucia's. I'm not actually there right now. I'm just using something called a transmission to send my voice over the air. There's also a detective here who might pop in every now and then, but don't mind him. He's harmless. Oh, we also have a commander who's obviously really bad with kids, but I'm having him sit this out, whether he likes it or not. Wow, it's just one surprise after another. You travelers really can do amazing things, can't you? The other townspeople were eager to see us leave. Why did you come after us? That's just like Karnak gets straight to the point. I was curious about that too, but still. Oh well, I wanted to give you these to thank you for saving us. Ooh, bananas. Thanks. Bananas, huh? Oh, these are fine bananas indeed. You know, I used to feast on the bananas that Hanuman would pick for me all the time. They were jewels of the heavens, so delectable a single bite could make your cheeks melt away in pleasure. But I can tell that these bananas are surely every bit their equal. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, Asha. Hanuman? You know Hanuman, the monkey god, one of my closest allies? What's that? You've never even heard of him. Poor Hanuman. I guess even picking up and carrying a whole mountain wasn't enough to make you famous. You're in no position to be laughing at Lakshmana. I sincerely doubt the answer could be no, but let me ask you something just to be sure. Have you heard the name Rama before? Innocently cocking head. What? Karna. My name is Karna. There we go. I think I'm back. Either way, if Asha hasn't heard of you, there's no point in pursuing this line of questioning any further. I think it's best if we stick to questions she'll actually be able to help us with, starting with our campsite. Asha, we're looking for a place where we can rest for the night. Can you think of any good spots? Well, there's a cave near here where we used to play hide and seek. Anything that would give us shelter from the wind and rain sounds great. Would you show us the way there? Sure, follow me. Aw man, it's like Gerda all over again. And on the way, we can ask about the really important things, like the you-know-what over there. Right, Asha, can I ask you something? Do you know anything about the giant tree way off in the distance? Oh, you're curious about it too, huh? So am I. It just sprang out of nowhere a while ago. I was surprised. Is that all you know about it? Well, yeah, I mean, it's really far away, you know? Most of the people in town say it probably has something to do with our god, like God Skyboulder. That's actually just what I wanted to ask you about next. Is God Skyboulder what you call that enormous cube floating over those mountains? Uh-huh. So that's what it's called. Okay, now that we know its name, the next question is obvious. What exactly is it? Well, that's a funny question. God Skyboulder is obviously God Skyboulder. Yeah. Logic. It's been around forever, just like the sun and the ground. Everyone knows that. I don't know what else to say. God Skyboulder is God Skyboulder, just like the sun is the sun. I'm positive my father would say the same thing. Then why is it called the God Skyboulder? Not that I can imagine how humans could have made such a thing. I think it's because our god made it, or maybe because he lives there? Sorry, I really don't know. Nobody ever goes near it. Oh, and why is that? Speaking for myself, I find it an enormously compelling object of interest. Most mysterious indeed. It is without a doubt worth investigating. I just know it's got something to do with our god, so people are supposed to stay away. Kali around there trying to kill our god. It's not just me, my father, my aunts, nobody in Bichu ever goes there. Oh yeah, we have to ask you about the Kali too. From what we saw, I'm guessing their attacks happen pretty regularly, but... Wow, you mean the Kali never come to your town, travelers? That's so surprising. You must be from somewhere really far away, especially if you can't even see God Skyboulder from there. But yeah, of course, the Kali show up a lot whenever the Yuga's about to end. And since tomorrow's Kali Yuga, I bet there'll be way more tomorrow than there were today. Huh? What are you talking about? You mean you don't know? I thought everyone knew lots of Kalis show up on Kali Yuga, since it's the last Yuga and all. That's why everyone always locks their doors even tighter and prays even harder than they did for the Vapara Yuga today. Question. What will happen when tomorrow is over? You mean you travelers don't even know that? That's really surprising. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that, even Bihan. I mean, it's something as natural as the sun giving us daylight, you know. Let's just say we're from somewhere really off the beaten path. A place pretty much... Okay, hold on. A place pretty much at the ends of the earth where everything from society to history is fundamentally different. So please tell us, Asha, what happens when Kali Yuga is over? Why, our god passes judgment and everyone dies, of course. But then, if our god decides you're worthy, he brings you back to life, and the first happy Yuga starts all over again. Oh. So, he decides who lives and who dies, huh? Oh, and I got my login bonus. was a cutscene I just watched, so I can skip that. So now we're in the cave. Banana fo. Are really good, but oh my god, they have a sprite of Rama eating a banana. Let me just make sure I have these Yugas straight, Asha. In this world, the first Yuga lasts for 4 days, the second lasts for 3, the third lasts for 2, and the final one, Kali Yuga, comes on the final day. Do I have that right? Uh-huh. But they do say each Yuga used to be way longer a long time ago. Once upon a time, I heard there used to be things called years and months during each Yuga, though I don't know what they are. Maybe that's why my father always says it's a lot harder to keep track of things like anniversaries now. I wonder if he remembers that my 4,000th day of being alive is coming up soon. Then, when Kali Yuga is over, you said a god will pass judgment, killing everyone and bring them back to life, right? An actual god. I guess it's certainly not impossible, especially given what we saw in Scandinavia, but still. So this judgment is just a normal part of life here? Uh-huh. As long as you pray, everything stays the same, just like how the sun rises when it's morning. It would seem our shared perceptions of normality and are fundamentally misaligned. This could be quite difficult. After all, it only makes sense that someone who perceives such abnormalities to be entirely mundane would find them unremarkable. We'll just have to take each difference one at a time. Let's start with something simple. In this case, I think it's got to be defining exactly what a Yuga is. Yugas might be a pretty well-known concept, but it's still important to make sure we're all on the same page. Plus, talking about it might help us figure out what the differences between our concepts and Asha's concept is. So first off, does everyone here know what Yugas are in our world? I don't, so tell me. Yugas are a Hindu concept that says the world is always cycling between 4 distinct periods. In order, those periods are called, I can't pronounce that, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga. When the Kali Yuga draws near, law, order, and morality cease to exist, and the world starts to fill up with evil instead. Then when the Kali Yuga ends, the gods are said to destroy the world, remake it, and let a new Treta Yuga begin all over again. Thank you, Ken. Not at all. I just overheard things with which I was familiar, so thought I would chime in. That's all I had to say. Captain. Now I see. If your true name is what I think it is, then you would have some ties to India. So you guys do know what Yugas are. Well, that's a surprise. Oh, I get it. You were just teasing me, weren't you? You're so silly. This is truly difficult. There are some concepts we share and some we don't, and both kinds are mixed together in the same world. At least it seems that we're mostly on the same page when it comes to our enemy. I also knew that devils called Kali appeared during the Kali Yuga to plunge the world into chaos. Sure, but according to Asha there, today's only supposed to be the third one, Dvapara Yuga. Oh, the Kali are always around. There's just more of them depending on the Yuga. You almost never see one during the Treta Yuga, and there are so many during the Kali Yuga, it's shocking. If a Kali kills you, you won't be able to receive the god's blessing anymore. That's why everyone prays so hard. So it's not getting killed they're worried about, but what comes afterwards. Does she mean that in a religious sense? Whatever the reasons for it, it sounds like there will be even more Kali attacking that town tomorrow. What would you have us do, Master? We can't just stand by and do nothing. I agree, Kali values human life above all else, even if that notion flies in the face of how this Lostbelt works. Exactly. Sometimes there are things you just have to do, regardless of whether people hate you or even cast stones at you for it. Spoken like a hero, alright? In my case, those things come naturally to me, well, it comes to me naturally, it's hardly even a choice. My body just ends up moving on its own. I think that's what happened back when I let my aid to Sugurvia a long time ago. That man I failed to save earlier, his dying scream was not one of a man who had made peace with his fate. This system seems evil to me. I may no longer be able to save that man's life, but I can at least make sure that tragedy never happens again. Then we are decided, we fight. This Lostbelt may not be familiar to us, yet for some reason this land of India feels familiar to me. Perhaps some of me originates here, as well as China. I can't say why. but I will not hesitate to protect these innocent people. Now we know what is happening. Tomorrow, I will work even harder than ever. Do not worry, Master and Mash. Man, Nedza's always so nice. We have only just begun our investigation of this Lostbelt Tree of Emptiness, to say nothing of this God's Skyboulder object. Given that those townspeople could help shed some light on these things, I would certainly hate to lose any of them. It would be dangerous to help them, but I won't stop you from doing so. The townspeople also called those white creatures sacred beasts, and said they were the God's agents. But there weren't nearly enough of them to handle all the Kali, and that's before they went and tried to attack us too. We can't count on them. If we're going to be fighting even more Kali tomorrow, I would like to find another fighter or two to shore up our ranks while we have the chance. And given what happened earlier, I don't think we can expect the townspeople to help us out. Fidgeting. What is it, Asha? Is something the matter? No, nothing's wrong. See, I'm back in town. I actually peeked out the window and saw you guys fighting. Oh, I was still praying to our god the whole time, so I think I should be totally fine. You were amazing. I've seen people go hunting before, and you guys didn't move anything like them. It was like you weren't even human. Then I saw you talking to other people far away after I followed you, and I got surprised all over again. So, I was just wondering, are you guys maybe gods, but not the god? Gods who aren't the god? That's an interesting way to put it. Well, you know, there's only one god. And you're obviously not him, right? That's all I meant. I hope I didn't say anything weird. Only one god? But India's pantheon is known for being one of the largest in all mythology. I don't know India's mythology very well, so I can't speak for that. I guess I did say something weird. I'm sorry. Lately, there have been rumors going around of people who seem like gods but aren't the gods, so I just thought. As a matter of fact, Karna here is practically a god. That is not true, Master. I am merely the son of Surya, god of the sun. I am certainly no god myself. I knew it. I've never heard of any god by that name before, but that's still amazing. I'm shocked. If Asha thought we were the beings she's heard rumors about, that would of course mean people are talking about other beings like us. It sure does, and whoever it is, they're very likely to be a servant. I knew there had to be at least one in this Lostbelt. They say one of them came to beach you not too long ago. I think they're staying on a mountain near here. Are they a friend of yours? They came to your town? Uh-huh, it was during the last to Yuga, though I didn't get to meet them myself. But they only took a little look around town before they went to the mountain. Are you sure they were not just a passing traveler? I guess they could have been, but I heard they dressed really funny. And they even said they were a god. It could be a divine spirit. And if they were alone, they could also be a rogue servant. I'm sure they would be powerful addition to our forces if we can convince them to help us. Indeed, there's still a lot we don't know about this world's Yugas, but we can focus on them once we have dealt with this immediate threat. Now that we've eaten our fill of those delicious bananas, I say we try looking for this being next. I'm sorry, I wish I could show you the way, but I need to get home before I get in trouble. That's okay. If you can just tell us where to look, I'm sure we can find this place ourselves. I'm actually more worried about you, Asha. I know your town isn't far from here, but I still don't like the idea of making you walk home by yourself. I'll be fine. The Kali only just showed up, and I can always count on Vihan too. Oh, right, I didn't bring him with me because he got injured. But it's okay, I can be home in no time as long as I run all the way there. Master. Yeah, figured Karna would be the one who steps up here. Very well, you have my word that no harm will come to her. Okay then, see you later, Miss God. Just Miss is fine. See you later. Bye. You know, I was so surprised when she came all the way after us just to say thanks. Especially given how the adults there reacted to us. She was so sweet, and we learned a lot of useful things from her. Definitely. That said, Mash, I'm sure you're already aware of this, but... Yes, I know. Once we destroy this Lostbelt, she and Ajay are going to disappear just like the people we met in the other ones. From a purely pragmatic perspective, maintaining good relations with the locals will facilitate our information gathering efforts. That's the only advice I can give is to not to think about it too much. Yes, let's just be ourselves, not worry about it too much. Okay, Master. I did as you instructed, Master. Asha walked straight back to town and is now safe and sound in her home. I kept an eye out for Kali on the way there and back, but I didn't see a single one. However, I can't say for certain whether that's because they had just attacked, as Asha said, or if it was merely a coincidence. Unfortunately, there is still a great deal we do not know about these beings. Well, it won't be long before we face them again, and that gives us all the more reason to bolster our forces. So let us be off to this mountain where the god lives. I wonder what sort of god they are. It would certainly be nice if it turns out to be one we know, just to save time. Of course, I'm hoping that it'll be Sita. She's the avatar of Lakshmi, so she could easily have ended up being treated as a god in her own right. I hope you will be reunited. I hope you will be reunited with her as well, but there is no guarantee this servant will even be an Indian god. They are just as likely to turn out to be a god from the west or some other region altogether. The odds of our encountering a familiar face are really quite slim. Just try not to get your hopes up too high. I don't know, Karna keeping it real. One more St. Quartz, and oh, there's something else. And arrowheads. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Now I have 2, I just need 1 more. A mountain where one encounters gods. Let's go. Ooh, Indian music playing. This is the mountain Asha told us about. So far, I'm not seeing the god we're looking for. I don't detect a servant reading from here. What can you sense? I think I can sense something akin to divine aura, but it's too faint to be certain. I sense it too. At least we would seem to be on the right track. Let's keep looking around. Hey! Is anyone here? Sita! It's me, Rama! Is anybody here? Of course, no one answers. This is getting us nowhere. We should split up and cover more ground. That is very true. I can fly by using my fire wind wheels. I will search from the skies above. Please don't go off too far, Noza. We don't know what else might be here. Do you think she'll be okay? Don't worry, she's a venerated hero in her own right. I'm sure she'll be fine. She said it herself, she's somewhat similar to us in certain ways. I do agree that her tendency to rush headlong towards her goals with a single-minded earnestness has the potential to cause trouble, but I also doubt there are few who can keep up with her sheer airborne maneuverability. Besides, it seems we have our own things to worry about. Yeah, figures a monster or two hanging around the mountain where that god lives. Think you guys can take these out quickly so you can get back looking for them, please? Alright. The question then being, is my formation restricted? Looks like it's not restricted and we're against riders, so this should be fine. To battle. So let's see here. We'll start with Kana. Oh, they lived. Dang. Oh boy, alright, let's nail these guys.
神聖領域拡大空間固定神罰執行機能全消
Dang it, no instant death. Oh well.
感じてください。これが私の天まで届く恋の波動より終の
悪く思うここまで
Alright, so far these battles have been pretty good. I can just use my Indian trio to clear out most of them. Hopefully nothing too complicated comes up. Have you disposed of all the hostiles then? Yes, it was no problem. I don't think the Ordinance has ever been in better shape. It's been so much more stable now than it was before we came to the Wandering Sea. Not only does it have properly outfitted equipment now, but having both Da Vinci and Sion fine-tune it is like this one proverb I heard a while ago, giving an ogre a heavy weapon? Something's not right. I knew it. I thought it sounded strange as soon as the words left my mouth. Kintoki's the one who taught me that expression, but I think something might have gotten lost in translation. I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with Japanese sayings either. I was speaking about our enemies. They're indeed all gone, but there's still something else here. Something whose intentions I cannot discern. There. Show yourself. The dust cleared to show a human with a sublimely beautiful body. A body with perfect symmetry, as if it were the epitome of genderless beauty. The lips curved in an indomitable but amicable smile, even after Karna's spears passed them, grazing their obliterating a boulder of sufficient force to impale 100 filled-bodied humans. They were still smiling. They're smiling with the same casual ease as a person enjoying a gentle breeze at an outdoor cafe, their face betraying not so much a hint of fear or panic. It was as though they had not just had not a care in the world, even after being millimeters from death. My, since when is a servant supposed to go tossing spears at fragile little humans? Were you a normal human, I would indeed be deeply ashamed. But I sense such an attack would not nearly be enough to end you. Now that I have seen you for myself, I am even more confident in that assertion. Well, doesn't that just smack of a bit of ex post facto covering your dairy, honey? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I thought that I hid myself pretty well, so I imagine my surprise when that spear went whizzing past me. Oh well, that's what I get for not being more careful about investigating strange noises. You're... How do you pronounce his name? Peperoncino. Hey, long time no see, Mashi. Oh my, you're so much more expressive now than you were the last time I saw you. Well, I think that's just peachy. So I guess he's like the guy who's always happy, if I had to guess. The moment I saw that thing soaring across the sky, I was overcome with emotion. Loathing as foul and putrid as excrement, rage so hot it could blind me, and above all, something I couldn't ignore no matter how hard I tried, which is why I had to destroy it no matter what. What? Who are... Scandinavia Peperoncino. I cannot pronounce his name. Peperoncino. You're one of the cryptors. Absolutely. And you must be called his new director. As for you, why, you must be Mashi's master, Lucia. That's right. Oh my, how forthcoming of you. I like that. If you're here at Peperoncino, then you must be the cryptor in charge of this Lostbelt, aren't you? Yes, I suppose I am. So you're here to stop scanning on the Tree of Emptiness. Oh, right. Almost slipped my mind. Before we do that whole song and dance, there's something I really should warn you about. Oh, and what is that? don't get me wrong, I'm perfectly happy to sit here and chat with you all you like, but maybe you should be a little more concerned about your absent friend right now? Huh? What are you talking about? What is? Look out! Something's plummeting right towards you. They're servants. One of them's Nyoza, but her vital signs are dropping like a rock. And the other one is what in the world? Ugh. Nyoza, Master, it's Nyoza, but her body is... I failed. I was careless. Master, I'm sorry. This is beyond terrible. It would be one thing if I had only lost, but this... Master, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have helped you more. Oh, this actually dies? Dang. Keep your guard up, Master. We can mourn for her later. Those dust clouds are clearing away, and whoever killed Nyoza is about to step out. Huh? Nyoza? I'm afraid not. Yes, that is Nyoza, but she is not the one we know. I'll be direct. The Nyoza you know is gone. Her spirit origin has completely vanished. The Nyoza before you now is not the one summoned at the Wandering Sea, nor the one who was once present at Chaldia. I suspect that servant there is a different side of Nyoza, and an enemy who serves this Lostbelt. Reports. Individual exercise complete. Hereby returning to my duty as a Divine General. Eliminating foreign elements. Commencing operation. I have a report to make. That tall man is gone. I didn't even see him leave. That's concerning too, but we don't have time to go looking for him now. I don't know if this Nyoza is his servant or not, but her intentions couldn't be more hostile. We'll have to focus on dealing with her first. Here she comes, Master Amash. I know how you feel right now, but you need to keep your heads in the game. Right, disengaging Orthonax limiters. Preparing for full-powered anti-servant combat. That is one thing that does bother me about the writing, is that occasionally they use like very modern expression, like keeping your head in the game. I don't think that's something that like an Indian hero from like who knows when would say. And it's Berserker, eh? Alright, this changes things then. This changes things. I think I can give Karna a 2030. Provided he can just keep the kaleidoscope, I think. Should be fine, we'll see. I might just die from doing this, who knows. Yeah, 600,000 health. Sure hit, huh? Do I just... Yeah, no, I'm just gonna hit with the... Oh wait, I don't need to use the... Okay, I screwed up. I don't need to use that skill. Everything but that one. Whoa, those attacks hurt. Charm time. Yeah, those attacks really hurt. I gotta be careful. And she guarded the charm, I'm sad.
召し上がれ。
Yeah, definitely gonna need a single target servants.
本当に本気で言ってるんですか？じゃあ、ターマさんも花と。
Okay, finally the charm worked.
もっと欲しがってください。落ち着いて。大丈夫。そう、しょうがないですね。召し上がれ。召し上がれ。もっと欲しがってください。ミノをしよう。
Evade, no good.
いいですよ。別に。ちょっと不安ですけど。
At least Arjuna's healing lasts for a very long time.
このくらいなら。倒れて。逃げられると思ってる。いいですよ。別に。いいですよ。別に。
Power of Guts. Really nice. Just in case this doesn't work. I'm gonna hope it works, but it might not.
トレイスオン。
よろしく。
なんちゃって。
If the charm works, then I'll be fine. If it doesn't work, I'm dead.
感じてください。これが私の天まで届く恋の幅を。
That didn't work. Got guarded. Yeah, now Kama's gonna be. Yep, no guts, so dead. Well, now we got Ivan the Terrible, so that's fine. What's the one that removes? Okay, that's the one that removes buffs. Don't need that yet. Well, okay, that charm worked, but the other one didn't. Like, are you serious? Come on.
こういうこともできる。命令とも。なんだと？こうだ。
There he goes. Let's see. Oh, that was almost lethal. Alright, let's finish this with one more attack. It's kind of funny, I had like two of the previous Lostbelt kings fighting in this battle. Oh well. She's strong. Battle is proceeding smoothly. Victory is at hand. You might be a little more talkative than our nodes are, but you don't understand your situation at all. Denied. There's nothing wrong with her analytical capabilities. Well, something definitely went wrong. How unfortunate. There we go. Alright, I think we're back? Yeah, I think we're back. Yeah, sweet. Oh no, it's one of these ones with multiple health bars. I hope I don't have to win.
そちらに駅はないぞ。
これ見せちゃおうかな。熱い。
ではこちらに。因果王鵬これより炸裂する。
シュリンガーラヨーン。しょうがないですね。召し上がれ。しょうがないから撃ちますよ。これが私の情欲を呼び起こす愛の矢カーマ三毛花。えいえいっとせいぜい頑張りますよ。
Oh, I guess we'll just randomly get no evades now. It's not bad.
落ち着いて。終わりにしますから。うまくい本気ちょっと不安ですけど。
Oh, now I got the two soccer faces working together, which is pretty good.
感じてください。これが私の天まで届く恋の波動。飛び散るこのくらいなら。このくらいなら逃げられると思ってる。いいですよ別に。
それではどうぞ。おうよ。
Oh man, that Art's Brave Chain looks so nice on Arjuna.
Shin領域拡大空間固定神罰執行機能全勝
こんなのがいいんですね。このくらいなら。
Oh, wasn't enough. Oh man, she almost died from that.
落ち着いて。はいはい。
And Arjuna, I kind of having the same animation for Quick, basically.
それでは失礼
Okay,
します
there we
ね
go. We're good, we're good. And no one had to die. Worship me, praise me, spoil me, run to the convenience store and get me more ice cream so I can concentrate on grinding. Hey Karna, this divine aura, it can't be what I think it is, can it? ... Don't move, Rama. This won't take long. How? Hey, watch it. Do you have any idea how close shave that was? Your spearhead was just a few centimeters away from making a yucky shish kebab out of my flab. Karna, what are you doing here? I was just about to ask you that. What are you doing here? Name that I don't recognize. So, I guess, in fairness, I have not played Fate Extra CCC before, so I don't know what that's like, the relationship specifically. Alright, so this is going to be the last battle of today's stream. And after today's stream, I really got to figure out what the heck is happening with this stream setting of mine. Oh, I gotta fight him again, huh? Guess I'll keep using Indian servants for now. Yeah, this will be fun. I was just about to ask you that. What are you doing here? Question mark. You two know each other? Did I just say something? What a strange feeling. I have no idea why I said I was just about to ask you that. Why I was just about to ask you that, or what it was I wanted to say afterwards. This is all very unclear, even to me. I've never met this one before, and yet, it's strange. I don't know how to describe this feeling. It feels as though I've just met the light of my life, and I've just encountered my big sister, and like I've just encountered my life coach, and like I've just encountered someone who needs to be cared for and tended to all at once. I'm afraid I don't know how else to put it. Ah, so that's what's going on. I guess that makes sense, since Karna's not a god. So he just vaguely remembers his former masters from other worlds. Oh well, can't help that now. Side, no one has to know as long as I keep my mouth shut. So you feel like we were friends even though we've never met before, What do you know, that's more or less how I feel too. I get the feeling lots of stuff's happened, but I can't seem to remember any of it clearly. Hey, doesn't this remind you of one of those RPGs where the protagonist's got amnesia and a tortured past? I wonder when we'll get to the cutscene when I awaken to my hidden powers. Not that waking up is really all that high on my to-do list, really. Personally, I prefer to hang out in the starter village and wait for someone else to defeat the final boss. I see you're, a very unique person. Wait, there's one thing I know for sure. You're human. But then, how are you cloaked in that divine aura? Oh, that. Sorry, Karna, but you've got it all wrong. I guess not even your vaunted sight managed to see all the way to the truth of the matter this time. Me, human? Perish the... I'll have you know that I'm one of the best known and most popular gods in the whole world. Just call me Ganesha. ... Hey, which one of you just called me Indian mythology's sideshow act? Look, I can understand why you do a double take at a gal with an elephant for a head, but my fame and divinity are the real deal. So show me the respect I deserve, damn it. Of course I respect Ganesha, and I can more or less tell that your divine aura is genuine, but then there's this other aura that couldn't be further from the divine. Yes, that's exactly it, Rama. I'm impressed. It only took you a moment to see through this being's true nature. Hey, you don't gotta be that impressed. From what you have said, the young lady appears to be a pseudo-servant with the divine spirit Ganesha as her core. Ganesha is known for many things, including wisdom, wealth, prosperity, fortune, business, and the removal of obstacles. Truly fascinating. Kaldi had its fair share of divine servants of all kinds, but this one looks to be much more like its vessel than the spirit inhabiting it. Think Zhuge Liang, with only a divine spirit, instead of a heroic one. I've definitely heard that name Ganesha before, and I think I at least know the essentials about him. His elephant head is probably his most famous aspect, and he's also said to be the son of Shiva's wife, Parvati. It's too bad Parvati's not here with us. Then you could have had a nice mother-child reunion. Yeah, she's around too? Oh, not right now. I was just speaking hypothetically. Do you not wish to see her? Oh well, it's not like I'd mind or anything. I just really don't care for the way she always blurts out whatever she's thinking. While I'm at it, I would have killed her to give birth to me in a more normal way. Sorry, would it have killed her to give birth to me in a more normal way? As for my old Papan, well, he's the guy who cut off my head and figured everything would be just fine if you stuck an elephant in its place. So I'm not sure I'd really know what to say if I ran into him now. Basically, even I, Ganesha, might start freaking out a bit if both my parents were here. Though I do still respect them, I think. I see, that sounds complicated. Oh, I've had just about enough of this. Well done on finding a Divine Spirit servant, but you didn't come all this way to waste time on meaningless drivel. Who's this stout old guy? You're about to say fat, weren't you? Well, I'm a god, so I figured I'd show some mercy and not diss you at our first meeting. Is that so? Well, how bloody kind of you. Frankly, you're the last one here who should be commenting on my physique. Does this mean you now have a friend with whom you can discuss fitness? This may be a cause for celebration. What are you talking about? I don't want to celebrate anything like that. At any rate, that man is something like the supervisor of my current master, Lucia. Damn right I am. I'm not just a noble with a bit of extra girth. I'm of this entire operation. You're a rogue servant, are you not? Then be a good lass and help us out. What? You want to make me work? Hard pass. Ninja vanish. She went back inside that statue. We need all the help we can get to keep that nearby village safe. Especially now that we've just lost one of our most capable allies. It sounds like you guys have it rough. But, sorry, I can't help. If you need someone to help you fight, you better try some other god. Honestly, I don't want to fight even a little bit. I'm just gonna hang out here and keep enjoying my sweet shut-in life. It's actually way more comfortable in here than it looks. It's got cushioning out the wazoo, and of course it's fully air-conditioned. I can even manifest handheld game console in here thanks to my mysterious godly powers of wealth. There's nothing like a good roguelike for killing time. I could play this for hours on end. She is stubborn. I know from experience how hard it can be to get her to act. At least I think I do. Master, would you happen to know if there are any stores around here that sell Swiss rolls? Why Swiss rolls? I was speaking figuratively. I only meant that I have some idea of how to handle her. If you've got a way to convince her to help us, go for it. Understood, then I will drag her out there by force. Yeah, it's not the most diplomatic solution, but for some reason I get the sense that we would actually be doing her a favor. Indeed, this is how we would usually handle gods who refuse to listen to reason. No way! My butt shall not leave these cushions. I'm warning you, anyone who tries to mess with my shut-in life is in for a seriously bad day. So this is basically Osakabe Hime 2.0. It's still hard for me to believe she's a god when she says things like that, but we can't afford to back down now. I'll help Karna try to get her out as peacefully as possible. Haha, you fools. Our earlier battle was just a demo. Now witness Ganesha's full power. Oh boy. I think this time I'd actually have to defeat her.
そちらに駅はないぞ。
これ見せちゃおうかな。シュリンガーラヨーニ。
ではこちらに。それではどうぞ。
ちょっとわかりました。先輩。
Might as well just start the critical star generation early. There's no point in waiting.
はい。倒れて。逃げられるかな。
Do I have to go for it? Not quite. Oh well.
しょうがないですね。
よろしい。
こんなのがいいんですね。別に。落ち着いて。大丈夫。これで。
こちらこれより地獄を開始する
しないといいですね。
ここに
Alright,
我
I
が
think this is the
死
best
亡を
order
解
to
き
do
放と
those noble phantasms in.
神と人の
Probably.
罰を見るがこれがこうスパタ
感じてください。これが私の天まで届く恋の波動。しょうがないから撃ちますよ。これが私の情欲を呼び起こす愛の矢カーマ三毛花。
Oh, my charm missed. Both of them missed.
中の隙間のいないと思ってのパーだね。ガーネッシュインパクト。
Oh man, that does quite a bit of damage. How many? Hold on. One turn, damn it. Alright, then I guess I just use this to generate crit stars.
ちょっと不安ですけど、このくらいなら。別に。
I can try to charm her again.
私はちょっと不安ですけど。感じてください。これが私の天まで届く恋の波動。
There we go, I got the charm off.
えいえいと、このくらいなら。
うん
わかりました。はいはい、先輩。はい。こんなのがいいんですね。いいですよ。別に。いいですよ。
Oh no, I triggered the guts.
別に。
Oh sweet, I got new guts.
シリンダーだように。
それではどうぞ
Let's see if I can get the charm off. If I do,
後悔
I'll stall for one more turn.
しょうがないから撃ちますよ。これが私の情欲を呼び起こす
Yes, got the charm, sweet.
カーマ三毛花。召し上がれ。どうにかなっちゃう。もっと欲しがってください。
Unfortunately, it was not lethal.
これ見せちゃおうかな。
Let's just attack with Kama and hope it works.
そ
I
んな
guess.
に紹介はい。
Health bar is too low for me to do anything else, really, I guess.
こんなのがいいんですどうにかなっちゃう。こんなのがいいんですせいぜい頑張りますよ。
Be like a hermit crab.
今野獣から檻が放たれた。僕の魅力で押しつぶしてやる。
Okay, this time Parvati went down. And now Arjuna went down. Let's just hit him with that emergency prerogative right away. Okay.
どれにしようかな。熱い。古きルーム。どうなっちゃう。そんなに欲しいんですか。しょうがないから撃ちますよ。 これが私の情欲を呼び起こす愛の矢カーマ三毛花。こんなのがいいんですね。どうにかなっちゃう。もっと欲しがってください。
Alright, so basically I do half damage now. That's good to know.
しょうがないですね。どうぞどうぞ。
Oh no.
氷点の今野獣から檻が放たれた。僕の魅力で押しつぶしてやる。
Yeah, I honestly thought Camo was just done there. What do I... Okay, well, I can't even use my emergency progress this time, so I guess... Pray for something else. Oh, there she goes. Ah, well, let's hope this charm works. Sweet. This actually is really bad for me, huh? $4,000 damage of a noble phantasm, really? I have no words for that. Wow, I managed to remove every single one. I think I'm just gonna have to use a command seal. Because I'm not doing this fight again. Yep, there goes everyone. Now I'll just use my command seal. Nope, wrong skill. Man, I do like no damage. Okay, well. I guess we almost have
恵み
it.
に授かりました。
ちょっとうまくいった。そんなに欲しいんですか？このくらいなら。こんなのがいいんですね。どうにかなっちゃう。
There we go.
無駄な行為に身を任せたか。哀れな。
Special damage resistance. Like, come on. How can you do this to me? No, my paradise suit. Well done. It's good for your health to get outside and exercise now and then. Why did you have to be so boring and write all the time, Karna? Who do you think you are? My dad? My mom? How strange. I'm certain I have no connection to Ganesha, yet I find myself inexorably compelled to help you. Was I a fan of Ganesha back when I was alive? Hahaha, so we've won? We've won, right? And since we now hold your life in our hands, you're going to cooperate with us whether you like it or not. Ugh, this freaking guy again. You know, the way you just expect I'm going to go along with whatever you say reminds me of a teacher I had back in middle school. I really hated that guy. Maybe your fat ass needs a bit of revenge retribution for abusing your authority. Hey, I just want to talk, but you hear what I have to say. Well, I do feel a kind of kinship with you, seeing as you look to be the only other plain Jane here. So I guess I can at least hear you out, especially since it doesn't look like Karna's going to give up anytime soon. Besides, if I'm being honest, I still don't fully get what's going on around here anyway. So, what's it you want to talk about? The world been bleached clean, tree of emptiness, and lost belts. I see. Alright, I get the gist. Sounds like things are even rougher for you guys than I thought. Although you... You're actually the most important part of your operation. What gives? I thought you were a fellow plain Jane, turncoat. Yes, she is. My senpai may be only ranked as a standard class master, but her accomplishments easily meet or exceed those of an A-rank mage. I would be happy to elaborate, but I'm afraid that to do so adequately would require me to write at least a 500-page report, and it would unfortunately be a little difficult to do that right now. You don't seem like you can tell a joke with a straight face. You're serious, aren't you? Yikers. You're the vessel for a divine spirit now. Doesn't that mean you're also anything but ordinary? Oh, come on, Karna. You could at least pretend to back me up here. On second thought, never mind. You just say something like she was never ordinary. Her unusual weight and waistline clearly set her apart. And the worst part is, you wouldn't even be saying it to be mean. How did you know? Perhaps you truly were worthy to be chosen by Ganesha. No, wait. Something tells me that can't possibly be the case. All that aside, I do have to wonder. Why were you summoned to this Lostbelt? Why was I summoned? Believe me, I've been asking myself that same question. I think it was a kind of a "you have been chosen" deal, like Ganesha inside me showed up and said something like, "Save the world, hero of the digital realm. If diversity is proper human history's greatest strength, then even someone like you can do this. Now's the time for you to spread your wings, and since this is a request from my mother, not doing so is not an option. Be warned, if you fail to save the world, you'll never return to the way you were." So yeah, Ganesha seems to be a pretty nice god, and he's definitely an indie one at heart. Oh, don't bother asking me about my class. I'm not quite sure what it is either. I think that might be because Ganesha found me through some sort of devilish intermediary or something. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this extra class either, but we can worry about that later. At any rate, it seems pretty clear that the counter force summoned her here automatically, so it seems like a safe bet that she'll end up joining our side. But why'd Ganesha choose me of all people? I'm just an unemployed shut-in with excess padding. If it were up to me, I'd be demanding an explanation from him and requesting he choose someone else immediately. Of course, I guess that's kind of moot now that I'm Ganesha, but I think it comes down to compatibility. You may be an ordinary person, but you are an ordinary person with some exceptional qualities. I may not remember why I know that, but I do know that for certain. There you go, saying things like that again with a straight face again. That goes for you too, Lucia. I'm not good with words, so I can't explain it well, but you have many exceptional qualities. You may not be a great warrior or a powerful mage, but you are a great master. Thanks. Anywho, even if I don't like it, I figured now that I'm here, there must be something I'm meant to do. So I took a look around and happened upon that town, but it couldn't have been more idyllic. We're talking, this is what world peace looks like, peaceful. Even a shut-in like me couldn't help but admire the fields of flowers and find this world beautiful. So I figured there was nothing for me to do after all, and Ganesha must have messed up and sent me to the right place at the wrong time or something. So I came back here and I've been enjoying my lazy, neat life ever since. The end. Well, if you got a problem with that, then bring it on. Tell me, how long ago were you summoned? When did you pay the town a visit? I'd say about 5 days ago on both counts. Okay, so according to what Asha told us, that would be back during the first Yuga. Were the buildings broken back then? No, it was a perfectly neat little town. Not so much as a brick out of place. Then the destruction we saw must all have happened over the last 5 days, thanks to the Kali. That was incredibly careless of you, Ganesha. If you had only stayed there, you would have every chance to fulfill your divine duties and save the townspeople. Hey, what do you expect? There wasn't a single thing wrong with the place back then. What's done is done. There's no point dwelling on the past. Right now, we need to worry about tomorrow. We just lost a friend of ours a short while ago. I miss her terribly, but I'll never forget how determined she was to keep fighting. So I feel like we need to carry on in her stead and keep moving on. Which is why we need your help. Would you please join us, Ganesha? I didn't even think gods were real before, and now I am one. It's still hard to believe this is happening. Part of me is convinced it's all just a big mistake. But it does look like I've got a quest to save the world now. And if there's a branch where a town gets attacked open now, I guess I can't just sit back and watch. Fine, I'll go with you, alright? Just don't expect me to be much help in battle. Harumph. You could have saved us all a lot of time if you just agreed to help us from the beginning. Thank you, Ganesha. I'm so glad you'll be helping us. Okay guys, it's gonna be dark soon, and we don't want to be out and about in an unfamiliar land at night. So I say we go back to the cave and make camp there until morning. We'll head out again at the very first sign of daybreak. Make sure y'all get plenty of rest. So she says. And that brings an end to today's stream too, but I do believe we get our last Saint Quartz, which I need for actually summoning, so let's go ahead and roll that first. It is time to rejoice. Three-star serpents. Who is it? Ishiwaka. Okay, it's a shame.
おや、時間は戻らないものだ。最終確認はまだ見ていく。
Alright, and that is where we will call it. So, I'll resume this some other time, and hopefully with better stream quality. I don't know what happened today, but it was a bit choppy. So, until next time, ciao!